Good afternoon, whoever is watching this. Just wanted to pop on and was inspired to share and to be in the moment in what I share, and a couple of things that I wanted to say about our ecstatic dances is that they are an opportunity to go into the moment with a group of others from around the world. And it's really, the way I see it, is a tool for people who either can't leave their homes because of the virus, and in the future, communities where there maybe isn't an ecstatic dance in a group, or you feel more comfortable at home and you still want to practice embodiment and practice finding that playfulness and that connection to your body with a group. So that's one of the gifts of having these ecstatic Zoom dances. We just had one this morning and it was so intimate. I felt reconnected in, and it was there was a freedom in not having to dance to the rhythm of the music, and to just feeling what is it my body wants to do. And then every once in a while I'd see the screen and I would see someone doing a gesture or walking off screen, or their head would be doing something, and it would inspire me to feel that when I see that, I'm feeling my body go contrasting it, or you're just feeling this kind of art we make together in being present. And there's so many ways to do this art of learning to trust the body and learning to feel what feels good. You know, when we're in a zone, like we're painting or we're creating a meal, or playing like children play, there's a really enhanced feeling of joy, and there's this mystery of whatever's going to come up will come up. Any inspiration, whether it's inspiration that's a message for me to know, or it's something in our group that comes up that makes me laugh and just feels good, that's the opportunity that we have when we gather together and we dance an ecstatic dance. And I felt that today, like this sense, this feel of possibility, and it felt nurturing, like soul giving to be part of it. With that, love to have you join us sometime. We have them on Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and Sunday mornings at 10:30, and then Wednesdays at 9:30. And I love the consistent pulse of 3 times a week. It gives me a chance to develop a rhythm with that feeling, that what is that zone of being in the I don't know and feeling joy in it and creating in it together. I think there is I know, like from the neural science, when we're children, our brain is creating neural maps at the fastest speed ever. I think it's age 3 to 5, and then also at adolescence, there's another big growth. But they know that throughout our whole lifetime, depending on what we do with ourselves, where we place ourselves, how we socialize or not socialize, all creates the neural maps in the brain. And for those that are the happiest, they do the most things. They put themselves in social situations. They move their body in odd ways. And going into that play zone, just like young children do, is super good for the brain. It's so stimulating. It creates a lot of energy on the inside that is like a fuel tank you fill up, and then you can go into your day, and it's a completely different experience. Hi, Deborah. It was lovely today. I have to say that one thing, I know this information, because I've been doing this for 20 some years, more than 20, approaching 30. But I still, so I have to sometimes talk myself into it when I have a bad morning. Like this morning I broke a glass and I thought I was going to have some people coming to work on some things, and so I set up outside, and then outside the cords didn't work, so at the last minute I had to set up inside, and I was also downloading the playlist at the last moment. So there was a lot happening that was scattered, and when that happens, like I wondered, like I wonder if other people are experiencing this similar scatteredness, or is it just me? And the gift of just going into that, so now we all come together and I bring in, that is what I'm feeling, and I come in, and then we go into the dance from there and watch it transform, watch the energy of feeling scattered become still, become breath, become all of a sudden insights and excitement, and feeling some co-creations happening, and this feeling of expansiveness and possibility and creativity. All of that completely shifted the space I was in earlier before the dance. And if I don't know, if I didn't do the dance, I don't know. I know, our moods, our emotions are always shifting, but there's some residual that gets trickled out and affects my day. So I love that it's a tool that gives me again and again to return to my body, to find joy, which could be expressing an emotion that's difficult to express. It just brings me back into my home, literally and figuratively, when we do these home dances. And I think there's such a gift in that. There's such a power in feeling our own energy, feeling how we can transform our energy, make more of it, invest it by choosing to expend it where we want to expend it. And it's a different experience than being in the same room with a group of people, which I think is also beautiful and valuable and wonderful and loving. And I also want to energize that doing it from our homes is such a good regular practice, like meditation. It's a good way to just hone in on what is my energy, how do I shift my own energy, how do I get myself aligned into my day, how do I give myself self-care and self-love, and this is one way to do that. And then when I'm with others, I'm more aware of if I'm needing a lot, or if I'm, whatever space I'm in, I become more responsible for that and can regulate and bring more and serve in a way that is more intentional. Morning, Vikrant. So good to say hello to you. Oh my God, I love you so much. Feeling that so strongly. Yeah, that love. Oh, we are so gifted to be connected. We are so blessed. So I thought I would read to you an article. This is in Contact Quarterly magazine. It's by Sarah Shelton Mann, and it talks about what dance means to her. And it really, really touched me, as well as inspired me to just show up and see what we share together. I'm drinking some ginger tea, and it really feels good. My mind is not of a solid nature, but of the heart, because the dancer's mind is spirit. Mind and body unite into a focus, anchored on the earth with one eye to delight, to call in the divine, to bring us all there for a moment, and to extend that moment through concentration into effortless living, walking lightly upon this planet as a dancer. It is the subtle energies that motivate the body and are its muse. It is that which I study and learn. All injuries, problems, and blockages are karmic stones to be meditated into sand and then water. Dance is about people and love. It keeps us humble and delicate in our strength. To look into the eyes of a dancer as she moves is to ask for the window to open. There is nothing more enjoyable than watching the mind of a dancer at work organizing the architecture of motion in space. To dance is to create a home without walls, without a past or a future, and to give oneself up to what is. Dancing calls upon the healer, the shaman, the seer, the sage, poet, mad woman, the mountain climber, and the trekker in all of us. It asks that we telepathically commune our intention and our purpose. We wear our stories for all to witness, and we clean the house at the same time. Dance is about communion, celebration, marking life passages, and seeking ritual to transform and to understand. All training seeks freedom. Perfect alignment is without tension or weight, organizing energy into a fluidity that brings light into action. Some of us need combat and sweat and interactive games. Others need the still waters of a slow swim across the lake. Some need the repetitive beat of heart and drum and feet pounding out our life rhythms. Whatever the form, its purpose seems to dissolve into thin air. We can't say I've run this race, climbed this mountain, or built this house. We name our projects, and they are the very road of emptiness. We cry for visions, pray for guidance, shake the unknowing, and dance with joy. All the history of all of our lives is there in motion. Each audience, each space, each performance is a transmission. The technology that we bring to the work, so seductive in nature, is only an extension of the environment we carry in our minds. Remove the dancer and we are left with a documentary, a setting for the creativity of the imagination, or a stage upon which to enter and play a part, very much like life. When the drive of the body slows, the ego of the dancer dies. It may be painful, a painful injury-ridden path, or a smooth transition into the teacher, or whatever approaches our door. Night comes and death stands at our beds. We learn non-attachment. We either grip the side of the ledge, refusing to fall or jump while screaming no, or some of us simply wake up one morning and know what the next chapter will be. I myself have gripped the ledge and fallen and climbed up again. Falling is hard. Falling into the body over and over again. We know that the heart does not stop beating, even when we rest. Dance is the very highway of death. In the beginning, it teaches grace, strength, creativity, commitment, and patience. In the end, it teaches love and non-attachment. Dance is about live transmission. With the technologies of communication and materialism at the forefront of our culture, we also have a metaphysical technology that is growing fast within our movement arts community. It informs our techniques and training now with methods that are often simple but profound in meaning. Dance is the study of mental intention, the physics and the philosophy of life, and the potential for penetrating the subtle layers of energy transmission that this planet needs. To bring light into the room is a lofty and a desirable goal. The body obeys our will, both conscious and unconscious. After a time, dance is no longer about the body. It is about the organization of space, mind, and rhythms into an alignment that allows light to pour into the inner room. As we live through our perceptions of the appearance of phenomena, so we dance. If the nature of mind is clarity and its function is to know, thus we seek through dance. We perform our actions and experience their results. It is debatable whether mudra, which is a gesture or movement of the hand, is a direct transmission, as is the voice. This is also why we continue, for it is the breath of the language of the soul that delights in the rhythms of dance. This current, life current, is the expression of Om, of the prana or subtle life energies. Do not mistake the effect for the cause. We do not worship the image, but the giver of the current. Through this moving breath, we seek the breathless state and the wraparound view of life from the center. We seek to gain realization of freedom from the delusion that which we love is what we depend on. We become conscious through breathlessness. This is not the article I intended to write. This is the article I wrote. And that's Sarah Shelton Mann. Isn't that great? Energy, life, rhythm, presence, and expression. That's what it means to me. So, onward with my day. I'd love to see you in the dance. I want to reach out especially to people who don't dance or are nervous about dancing or have injuries. I have to tell you that it is through music and movement awareness that I have healed so much and peeled off so much and learned so much. And I'd love to share that with people who are maybe, you could be in a hospital, in a bed, at home alone, and or with your families. I really want to reach out because I think that these dances allow so much connection from afar, and yet also the privacy and the comfort from our home. And you don't have to use gas to get in your car to get there. You don't have to, you can plan it just at home. And I really love that it also brings that into your house, because there's something transforming, not just in our bodies and our energy in our bodies, but in our spaces that clears also. And you can see it sounds a little bit woo-woo, but if you look at people's pets, like cats and dogs, as soon as you start dancing, you start feeling good. It's not just, if I start dancing and I don't feel like dancing, but I'm pushing myself, it doesn't usually occur. But if I'm sinking into my body and I find the movement that feels right, that's not dependent on anything other than me paying attention to what's happening deeply and sustaining it, then my cat comes over and all of a sudden things occur. And I think that that's evidence of when we're aligned with our body wisdom and we're moving with it, that's when things change around us. We're changing things, changing thoughts that we're having in our mind. The chemistry in our body starts to change. We start, instead of feeling so much energy on what hurts, we start to notice what feels good. It takes that level and that container of being present to what is really happening in our body to unlock the body wisdom, and then to work with it and honor it and respect it. And doing this in community gives you that, so you'll stay. This is our time together. It's our time to practice it. So you keep coming back to that, and you keep empowering yourself of what you can do with your body and how dancing, then it becomes outside of when we're together, and it comes back in, and it becomes a thread that is a support system. That's what it is for me anyway. So a special reach out to those who are afraid to dance, feel nervous about dancing. Please leave your questions or thoughts, and I will reach out to you and share with you anything that I could offer as help to make it happen for you. With that, I'm ready to start my day. Hope you are. Hope you have a beautiful day wherever you are watching from. Whether you have cold weather, warm weather, it's evening or morning, please share. It's fun to have a dialogue that goes back and forth. I'm going to go into nature a little bit this afternoon and do some restoring. Do a little yoga maybe. All right, see you around.